Last week, I asked you guys what you thought were the best anime to come out this year, and series like Attack on Titan, ReZero, Odd Taxi, and To Your Eternity were among the most common responses. Now, I'm not here to argue which one should be anime of the year, because all of them have been fire as hell. I mean, seriously, 2021 has been kinda fuego, but with these shows being the most common among viewers like you and I, this means that a lot of other series aren't being watched. Just take a look at Odd Taxi. I never batted an eye when it came to the show. It was only until tons of other YouTubers started calling this series the most underrated show of 2021 that it started getting the recognition that it deserved. And I agree, Odd Taxi was criminally underrated before other creators talked about it. But back to the poll. Among the responses I received, only one person stated that Link Click was their favorite show of 2021, and so I thought to myself, could this actually be the most underrated show of 2021? Yes it is. And so, like any YouTuber would do, here's why you actually missed 2021's best anime and why you should watch Link Click. Hyacinth from the future here. Literally, while I was editing this video, another big YouTuber posted a video talking about how good Link Click is. Talk about bad timing. So I'm just here working on the video thinking that I found a hidden gem that most of you don't know about, but now most of you have probably seen it or you're probably aware of it now. Man, I look like such an idiot. Props to Scamboli though. His videos are awesome, but anyways, here's why you actually may or may not have missed 2021's best anime. Link Click. Link Click is a Chinese animation produced by Bilibili, which aired in spring 2021. Hold up, did you hear that correctly? It's a Chinese animation. Chinese animation, or DongHua, don't really have a good reputation within the anime community. I mean, for a good reason. All the ones that have come out so far have been pretty lackluster. So going into this anime, I didn't really expect that much, but holy shit, this series was a banger. Also, you might have heard me pronounce the word DongHua in a weird way earlier in the video. That's cause it's actually how you pronounce the name. It's not dong this, dong that. Satoru Goju can my dong. It's pronounced DongHua. I know most of you probably don't care, but anyways, the story centers around our two main characters, Chung Xiaoxi and Lu Guang, who have the ability to enter photos. Sounds pretty cool, right? Upon taking requests from clients, they enter into their pictures and try to fix their regrets they've made in the past. When Chung enters a photo, he gains the memories and experiences of the individual he's in, and it's up to Guang to guide him within the span of 12 hours. All kinds of different stories pop up within the anime, ranging from rescuing a lost child to fixing the relationship between two ramen shop owners. But all of that can be seen as quote-unquote filler. The main appeal of this show lies within the main storyline between Chung and Guang and how this sort of time travel is used. Thriller, drama, mystery, romance. This show has it all. If I were to compare the show to anything else, it's like if Violet Evergarden had a time limit to write her letter. Imagine if Violet showed up at Princess Charlotte's castle with the main goal of getting her feelings across to King Damien, but instead, she had a 12-hour time limit to do so. Within those 12 hours, all sorts of problems arise and it becomes increasingly difficult to finish the task until all of a sudden, something unexpected happens. Cue the ending. Can we just talk about how fire the show's openings and endings are? Like holy moly. You know when an anime's ending song plays right before the episode ends? Like after a sudden reveal, boom, cliffhanger, transitioning to the ending. Link Click does this for every episode. It's actually so smooth and makes it one of the most bingeable series I've ever watched. Now, I'm not someone who binges anime. In fact, the only anime I've ever binged was The Promised Neverland, so it's pretty surprising when I say that I've watched all of Link Click in one sitting. Also, the opening, that was hype as well. Like look at this hand movement, it's clean as fuck. It was such a banger that it made me want to get up and dance with my imaginary friend. Now, it may seem that I'm hyping up this anime like it's the best thing to have ever graced planet Earth, but let's tone it down a bit. Link Click is a great anime. It's able to mesh a multitude of genres and form a coherent story around it. I found myself getting emotionally invested in most of the side characters, and the soundtracks made everything 10 times better. That's also another thing that this anime does very well. There's literally a soundtrack for everything. Whether it be during the emotional parts or the intensive scenes keeping you on the edge of your seat, Link Click is able to execute all these scenes perfectly. One minute I'm crying, and the next my eyes are glued to the screen. But a big problem I had with the anime is that I felt a lot of things didn't really make much sense. To me, I felt that the time traveling needed to be explained a bit more and that the first season didn't really provide any information. Hold up, did you hear that? For those of you who've actually watched the show, I'm sure most of you can agree that there were many unexplained things. But remember, this is the first season. With me having completed stories like AOT and Vinland Saga, I'm very skeptical when it comes to judging a show's first season as a standalone. This is because for most long-running shows, the first season is meant to set up the world and introduce the characters. Take a look at AOT. If you told me that the show would evolve from Kill All the Titans to the complex and thoughtful series it is today, I wouldn't believe you. But after rewatching the first season, it became clear to me that there was a lot of foreshadowing in play and that the first season was necessary in order to build the baseline for us viewers. Stuff that didn't really make much sense in season 1 came to fruition after watching season 3. So for something like Link Click, where season 2 was just announced, I'm sure that all your unanswered questions and quote-unquote plot holes will be answered. Hell, even within the first season, the show did very well in tying all the episodes together and going back to the foreshadowing mentioned in episode 1. There were many clues in previous episodes that didn't make much sense at the time, but when they were mentioned later on, the story morphed into a pretty interesting mystery. But holy hell, am I excited as ever for season 2. With all the foreshadowing they did in season 1, I'm really interested to see the direction in which season 2 goes, and if done correctly, I definitely wouldn't hesitate putting this in contention for the best anime of our era. And not only that, personally, I think Link Click might be one of the most appealing shows out there. I find it really hard to believe that there will be people who can't find something in the show that they don't like. Like seriously, there's action, mystery, thriller, romance, and drama, and Hawkeyes as well. What more could you want from a show? There's something for everyone, and even with all these genres packed into one story, everything feels like it fits. Animation wise, I thought it looked pretty nice. The art kind of reminded me of something straight out of a webtoon, and I thought all the character designs looked cool as hell. Also, doesn't Xiao look like a mix between Hanabi from Scum's Wish and Medea from Your Throne, or am I tripping? Like, she's definitely my pick for best girl of 2021. Look at that fucking dance. And also, there was this one scene where Guang looked exactly like Gojo from JJK, so if we're on the subject of character designs, I'd say they look pretty fuego. Now, I know most of you probably can't relate to what I'm about to say next, but just hearing Chinese being spoken instead of Japanese was like a breath of fresh air. As someone who was born in Canada and spent my whole life here, my Chinese isn't really that good, but I can listen pretty well, so it was really cool actually understanding what the characters were saying without looking at the subtitles. I also noticed that Chinese sounds a bit harsher than what I was used to with Japanese, but I don't think that's too big of a deal breaker. Also, since I now understand most of the language being spoken, it became clear to me how hard it is to translate from another language. Like seriously, there were a lot of times when I read over the subtitles and was like, there's no way they translated that, or I don't think that's the proper translation. So yeah, to all you people working as a translator for sites like Crunchyroll, your work is fucking hard. Finding the correct words to match can be a pain in the ass and could take up to multiple hours of research. So basically, Crunchyroll, pay your translators better. They definitely deserve it. Anyways, I don't know what else to say about the anime, so here's an image of Qingxi Village from Genshin Impact. Actually, this is a scene from Link Click, and I found it pretty cool that the anime setting takes part in China rather than what we're all used to with Japan. But finally, let's get to the question you probably clicked on this video for. Is Link Click Anime of the Year material? Kinda. As I said before, Link Click is a pretty damn good show. Clean animation, amazing soundtracks, suspenseful scenes, and it's emotionally captivating. So what's stopping me from putting it as Anime of the Year? Well, it's because I feel like the story hasn't even started yet. Remember when I gave the example of Attack on Titan Season 1 setting up the rest of the series? Like, I wouldn't give Season 1 of AOT Anime of the Year, but I definitely put Season 4 as my choice for it. I feel like that's exactly what is happening with Link Click. The story so far isn't super quote-unquote deep for lack of a better word. Everything so far feels surface level, and I felt like I was just introduced to the characters and its world. Hell, Link Click's final episode literally ended by teasing that there was going to be another season exploring the world more. So when I say that I don't think Link Click should be Anime of the Year, I'm not saying it's shit. I'm saying that I think it has the potential to be one of the best animes of all time. Link Click Season 2 is probably the show that I've been most looking forward to in a long while. It's up there with Vinland Saga Season 2, but since Link Click is an original production, I'm actually even more excited since I have no idea what's in store, whereas with Vinland, I'm all caught up to the manga. I don't know if I've captured the sheer amount of hype I'm feeling about Link Click, but hopefully you guys can understand through the video. It's been a while since I've been so excited for an anime to come out, and I'm certain that Season 2 will answer all the questions we have. There were many scenes in Season 1 that I was confused about, but I think that's all part of the master plan in the upcoming seasons. Fuck it, when Season 2 comes out, I want all of you to come back to this video and type in the comments about whether I was right or wrong. Everything about this DongHua was a banger, and I'm excited for the future of Chinese animation. Hey guys, click here if you want to see more of my content, and as always, don't forget to subscribe. Since I post around every 10 days, telling your friends and other people about this channel is the best way to help me grow. I also respond to every single comment, so if you have any questions, comment down below. As always, this has been Hyacinth. Peace.